Desperation during Operation Sindoor in May 2025, according to reports. Documents filed under the U.S. Foreign Agents Registration Act show no instance in which New Delhi sought American mediation or raised the issue of a ceasefire in its official engagements. In fact, Pakistan reached out to the U.S. president desperately, not once but 40 times, to beg for ceasefire. Ajay Jandial joins us for more on this story. Ajay, what do these disclosures in the U.S. mean and show?
That clearly shows that it was Pakistan who basically was desperate to ensure that, this Operation Sindoor should stop, because they know that the consequences they are facing because of the Indian retaliation and Indian, Indian forces with them when they were carrying out target that was very heavy, whether it was their terror launch pad, whether it was their headquarters and the air bases and army installation that was very badly hit by the Indian forces. So this letter shows that it was only Pakistan who was begging for the ceasefire, and not only with India, but 40 times they have tried to reach out to the U.S. counterpart as well.
Absolutely, and also apart from, of course, showing Pakistan's desperation and Pakistan's multiple attempts to persuade the U.S. administration and the U.S. president to, sort of get this ceasefire with India, Ajay, it also shows that India did not reach out at all for any mediation to the U.S.
Yes, India on a very first day that clarifies that we haven't tried and contacted U.S. for the same, and there was no attempt from the Indian side for any ceasefire violation, whether it was Pakistan or the U.S. So why Trump is basically want to, say that he basically was the hero of a ceasefire. Why he is doing so, that has to be seen, because earlier he was attempting for the, peace award, but now this peace award was already announced, and why he is now trying to do that is definitely something which he can explain. But otherwise, this list of calls and this document clearly shows that it was only Pakistan who was attempting to contact the U.S. for the ceasefire, not India.
This clearly shows the panic within Pakistan as well, Ajay. This clearly shows how Pakistan was hit and was hit hard, and which is what made them spook, panic, scared at what every possible Indian retaliation was going to be, because they saw destruction of terrorist camps, hideouts, and their own airfields, their own infrastructure due to Operation Sindoor.
Yes, you rightly said, because it was seen in the past many years that it was only Pakistan who attempted, whether it was a Kargil, whether it was a ceasefire violation, whether it was other attacks on India. It was only Pakistan who was trying to do such things over there. But when India have decided that they will hit out on Pakistan after the Pahalgam attack, they have ensured that they have to decimate their terror launch pad headquarters as well, deep inside the Pakistan. They hit that launch pads and the terror headquarters, and which still under construction, because the authorities there in Pakistan, they are trying to revive them, but it is very tough for them. But as far as the other targets are concerned, it was only achieved when Pakistani forces started targeting civilians, whether it was Uri, Poonch, or the Rajouri, in which several civilians they lost their life. And Indian forces, they also started retaliating, and they have ensured that from wherever these rocket launchers or shells are being fired from, that has to be decimated. And during that operation, they have decimated their army camps as well, army camps as well as the air force bases deep inside in Pakistan.
Absolutely. In fact, also, this clearly has been now revealed in these documents. Ajay, tell us about these documents. These reportedly are public disclosures in the United States of America, and they have been filed and disclosed under the U.S. Foreign Agents Registration Act. So it's clearly, of course, a US-based revelation which shows Pakistan's reality. This is not an Indian document. These are not Indian disclosures, but these are disclosures from the United States which showed the reality. Ajay.
Yes, you rightly said, because earlier, Pakistan basically was trying to make Trump happy, because Pakistan knows that, they cannot even take any kind of step against America as well. When first this statement of Trump came, Pakistan clearly says that it was only between the two countries that, the ceasefire was done. And no one from outside have mediated for the same. But when U.S. Mount pressure on Pakistan, Pakistan come to the pressure and then says that yes, Trump have basically participated in the for the mediation in between the two countries for the ceasefire. But now this document, U.S. document, not Indian document or Pakistan document, but the U.S. document itself shows that who was basically desperate for this ceasefire and who was attempting for the ceasefire between India and Pakistan during the Operation Sindoor.
Captain UK Devnath, former Indian Air Force officer, also joins us now on the broadcast. Group Captain Devnath, what do you make of these revelations coming in from the United States of America?
Definitely very interesting revelations by various agencies. Fact remains that by second day of Operation Sindoor, Pakistan was thoroughly confused, demoralized. They did not know what to do. They knew something big is going to happen on third and fourth day of Operation Sindoor. They were reaching out not only to USA but to all the Western allies, so that anyone could help Pakistan from next round of thrashing, if I can use that word, by Indian armed forces. This attempt by Pakistan to hire US lobbyist firm to placate their case, plead their case in front of Donald Trump, JD Vance, and their senators is a well-known fact in Washington. In fact, it was a butt of joke, because whenever Indian and Pakistanis used to meet at a social gathering, they used to have this joke. Indians asking, और ceasefire कब करा रहा है, और Pakistani friend in that social gathering responding by saying, जब Donald Trump करवाएगा. So, on a serious note, it remains a fact that Pakistan was under huge amount of pressure from Pakistan military. You see, it has to be understood that Pakistan military does not have wherewithal to fight with India for a long time. If they have launched against India during those days 400 drones, fact remains they had just about 400 more drones to launch against India. If during Operation Sindoor they launched against our aircraft, say about 100 anti-aircraft missiles, they just had 200 more anti-aircraft missiles to be launched against Indian Air Force aircraft. So their war wastage reserves were dwindling very fast, and they knew that by fifth day of war they have nothing to fight India other than throwing pebbles and stone at us. So that's why they were so desperate for a ceasefire to be promulgated, enforced by USA.
Devnath, if Pakistan is calling the US 40 to 50 times, what does that really show us? What does that really say of what the Indian impact during Operation Sindoor was?
Definitely. See, Indian impact during Operation Sindoor was devastating. We intentionally kept it very precise, but at small scale. If you look at a runway, we just launched one missile at that runway. If you look at a hangar, at that particular airbase, we just attacked one hangar. Aim was to symbolically attack, select one of their air bases and symbolically attack one asset at that airbase. And they knew that if we continue with the Operation Sindoor, then that airbase next time will get 4 or 7 missiles on their runway. They knew that if they continue, then that particular airbase where only one hangar was destroyed, remaining 6, 7, 8 hangars will be destroyed on 5th day, 6th day, 7th day of war. So they were desperate, and they don't have that kind of wherewithal and ammunition, consumable ammunitions.
Yes. Absolutely.
to fight a long war with India.
Absolutely, which is why they wanted the ceasefire as soon as possible, mediated by the US. Major Mohammad Ali Shah, defense expert, also with us. Major Shah, what do you make of what these US documents show?
Right, Uday, firstly, it is there was never a doubt about the fact that for the ceasefire, Pakistan had to be down on the knees, they had to beg. We had the upper hand. And look at the confidence, how shameless General Asim Munir, failed Marshal Asim Munir, declared himself as Field Marshal, we would call him. Now, finally, the truth reveal has come out. The US document has showed exactly what exactly transpired, what exactly happened. So, most certainly, Pakistan, as it is, has got no credibility. It loses further credibility. And as Group Captain UK Devna rightly said, in fact, he explained very technically, having a tough fight that Pakistan claims that they did well and such things, which they did not there. So you can fool some people sometimes, you can fool all the people sometimes, you can fool all the people sometimes, you can fool some people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. The truth.
I think we've lost Major Shah there, it seems. But Group Captain Devnath, if I can quickly come back to you at this point. Group Captain Devnath, just take us through, the extent of the damage to Pakistan during Operation Sindoor, which now only gets reinforced through this disclosure. This disclosure, of course, also re-emphasizes India's stand that we did not reach out for any mediation, nor did we accept any mediation from the United States of America. When the call came from Pakistan directly, then the call was taken. There was no outreach to the US. There was no agreement to the US on any ceasefire. This not only re-emphasizes that by clearly showing that India did not speak to the US or reach out to the US at all. It also re-emphasizes the extent of the damage within Pakistan. Just take us through what that damage was during Operation Sindoor, as we are putting out in these pictures as well on our screen, Group Captain Devnath.
Yes, there was absolutely no need, and we at all time had an upper edge. Uday, military significance of these battle damage assessment photographs is like this. We attacked 9 of the terrorist camps within Pakistan, within POK. 7 of them were attacked by our army, 2 which were in depth were attacked by Air Force. Now, this shows that our army and Air Force is capable, if they can attack a terrorist camp, then they can quite as well successfully and within devastating effect attack a military installation, Pakistan military installation nearby. Similarly, when we attacked 11 of their airfields and radar stations, that shows that we can definitely attack all their airfields, all their radar stations, all their strategic assets if we wish to do so. In fact, if the war escalates to a general war, then Indian Air Force today have the capability of attacking their power stations, their thermal power plants, hydro power plants, and the support facilities for their nuclear power plants. You see, both the countries have an agreement not to attack each other's nuclear power plants. We exchanged a list of nuclear facilities between both the countries on 1st of January this year also. But nothing stops us from attacking the support services in the vicinity of a nuclear power plant, like the cooling tower, like the water purification installations. So Pakistan knew what is coming. Now, definitely, did Pakistan DGMO call us up, our DGMO? Yes, definitely. And did anyone from USA call up Indian political leaders for ceasefire? There is a distinct discussion. Uday, I must tell the viewers that all calls are recorded by Ministry of External Affairs the moment any call comes from Pakistan or USA. And these call records are kept in archives to be analyzed later on.
Absolutely.
And they are preserved.
Absolutely, so which is what similarly has happened in the US with these call records. Of course, which are now disclosed and in the public. Major General A.K. Sivach, defense expert, also with us. Major General A.K. Sivach, what do you make of these disclosures which have come in from the US? Might I reiterate, these are not Indian disclosures, these are not Indian documents, these are not Indian revelations, but the revelations coming in from the US. What do they show us?
No, Uday, as far as, basically Operation Sindoor is concerned, that in 4 days, the type of beating which India has given to Pakistan, they came on their knees. So they were trying everywhere. They were talking to Saudi Arabia. They were also requesting the Americans that, they should intervene. And because the damage was very heavy. On night 6, 7, when their 9 terror infrastructure was completely destroyed, Lashkar-e-Toba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Hizbul Mujahideen, headquarters were destroyed. And when they tried to retaliate, our air defense system was so potent that none of their drones and missiles could hit any target in India. And when we have attacked them on night 9, 10, we have completely destroyed their level airfields. And these were the frontline airfields: Sargota, Noor Khan, Balori, Rahim Yar Khan, Jacobabad, and Kardi. Now, that is the time when they realized it, they are not capable of now fighting it, and they requested everywhere. And so the point was, they were given a response, nothing can be done, they must directly speak. So the DGMO Pakistan requested directly to DGMO India that enough is enough, we are not in a position to fight, and they requested for a ceasefire, and that's how India agreed for a ceasefire. The reason is simple, because our basic aim was to destroy the terror infrastructure and teach a lesson to their defense. And this we have done it. We did not want to prolong it for the reason because our economy would have affected, because Pakistan doesn't make a difference. They are economically in a very serious situation. But we are fourth largest economy, have to become a third largest economy, so that our economy has to progress. So we can't get involved into a long drawn war. So I suppose what Pakistan was trying in these 4 days, trying to get whatever help they could get it from any place, Saudi Arabia,
Yes.
and also US. But the China came directly, openly with Pakistan. They were giving them the real-time intelligence. Their satellites were working. They
Okay.
were given the target, but they did not able to achieve because their weapon system failed.
Absolutely. And if someone calls, though, not once, not twice, but almost 60 times, that is not requesting for ceasefire anymore. That is literally begging for ceasefire and third-party intervention and mediation. My thanks to our guests for joining us.